Hello, and today I want to talk about this weird feeling that I'm having that I think is interesting and also pretty hopeful. The feeling I'm having is that I'm just so excited to get back into my normal routine, which is an interesting observation because I think it means that I have built a routine that I love, and also that I am excited to continue to do the thing that really feels like my calling. I'm excited to materialize the potential of this year, and I'm really excited to get back to that. The thing that's interesting about that is I have been traveling for the last 3 weeks, I think, 2 and a bit weeks. And while it's been really fascinating, really fun, and really interesting, and I've met incredible people and had incredible experiences, I am ultimately the most excited to just get back to doing the thing that I want to be doing, and the thing that I am focusing all of my energy on, which is making stuff for the internet and building the plans that I have for this year. I'm really excited to be able to talk about what I am currently cooking up. But I think there are two types of people in this world. There's probably more, but whatever. And what I'm learning about, and let me explain what I mean by that. The two types of people that I think there are in this world. It's about how you tick in terms of sharing your goals. I think there are one type of person is the type of person who will share their goals, and the act of sharing will motivate them to fulfill the promise that they have made by committing to this goal publicly. That type of person is motivated by the fact that they have publicly committed to it, and so they will do it. They have a higher likelihood of doing it. Whereas if they commit to themselves, then they are much less likely to do it. The other type of person is the type of person who is less likely to commit to their goals if they tell people about it. If they keep the goal to themselves, it is more likely that they will complete their goal. Whereas if they tell someone else about their goal, then it's way more likely that they won't complete it. And I think you basically fall into one of these two categories. And as a result, some of the advice around goal setting and sharing goals can be really conflicting, because depending on who you are and your experience of goal setting, you might fall into the wrong camp when you're listening to someone else talk about their method of goal setting. I've learned that committing publicly to goals is the worst thing for me. I think what happens for me is that I am excited to share the results of the thing that I am building towards, or the thing that I'm working towards. And if I share the idea of what I'm trying to figure out or what I'm trying to build, then the satisfaction of sharing that with you is totally gone. Whereas if I don't share it at all of that creative energy, that frustration, the thing that I desperately want to talk to you about, or tell you about when it comes to the things that I'm building and the things that I'm working on, all of that energy is directed towards getting it done so that I can share the completed thing. I'm saying, hey, I've been desperately wanting to share this with you, but I can't until I actually finish it. And so finishing it then becomes this catharsis in which I can share it with other people. Whereas I think the flip side is that committing to something feels like a a commitment. It's a commitment to someone else, and you feel obligated to do that, and that's why you are motivated to then meet that commitment. Whereas for me, there is no commitment obligation sort of relationship. I've always found this to be a fascinating separation between two very similar types of people, but they can really tick differently when it comes to goals. And what I've learned about myself is that sharing my goals are it's the fastest way to not do something, because I get the satisfaction of the completion of the goal by just sharing the fact that I am pursuing that goal. And sometimes it's just sharing it once that really kills the motivation, because I get the praise or the excitement or the euphoria from sharing it. And sometimes it's death by a thousand cuts, where the first time I share it, I delude myself into thinking, oh, that wasn't that bad. Like, I can definitely share my goals because it didn't really seem to affect my motivation. But then I share it a couple more times, and I share it a couple more times, and then the shininess of trying to pursue that goal really wears off. And then ultimately, I am left with no motivation to do the thing, because I actually think that there is this intrinsic urge in me to do the thing. And the more I share it, the less that intrinsic urge drives me. Whereas if I don't share it at all, then I have this intrinsic urge that continues to fuel the motivation and also continues to sort of grow while I continue to feel frustrated by the fact that I can't share this goal without having the goal be jeopardized. So, because of that, there's a lot of things that I really want to be able to talk about publicly, but I know that I will regret it because it is less likely that I complete those goals if I share them publicly. So, that's my observation for today. Goal setting and the two types of people that I've observed. I would love to hear whether or not you have been mischaracterizing yourself in one of these two ways, or if you've never thought about these two ways. Because I think that once you know which one you are, you can stop kidding yourself into thinking, I'm going to say this publicly, and that's the public commitment, if you're not that guy, if you're not the type of person who can do that. Or you can start sharing your goals publicly because you know that that really motivates you. So that's my thought for today.